What is happening, and welcome to another Photography Talk episode. And friends, yeah, there's a box in front of me, and of course you know what that means. That means we're going to be cracking open a print of some sort and doing a little bit of a hands-on review. Now, if this is your first video of this nature that you're watching here, let me get you up to speed as far as what we're doing and what this is and what it is not. Now, over the course of the last 5 years, we have been doing various different canvas print shootouts. So usually around the second half of the year is when we actually have our shootouts are in full swing, and that be a canvas print shootout, metal print shootout, and starting this year, we're going to have our first ever acrylic print shootout, which is going to be pretty awesome. Now, the reason why we do these here, as I keep saying over and over again, is running Photography Talk over the course of the last 14 years. One of the common questions that we see a lot of photographers doing is they jump over to Google and they type in their quest for the perfect metal print, canvas print, or whatever it may be. They go to Google, type in best metal print, best canvas print, and they see a list of websites that have lists of best companies or best prints. And the unfortunate side is most of these websites are just basically taking affiliate links that they've found someplace and putting a random list together, and they've never even touched the print for you folks. So the unfortunate fact behind it, you folks are potentially buying a print based upon some list that you saw on a website, and the print could very well fall short of expectations because that company never even took a hand or had a hand on a print from that particular company. So what we do here is our answer to the question, who has the best print? Because I'm going to crack these things open, or when we do the shootouts. Now, this print, whatever it is not part of our shootouts. At the end of each shootout year, we open up the doors to you and say, hey, if there's a particular company that you've had success with or you would like to see us test out, let us know, and we'll test them out. And that's essentially what, over the last few weeks, you've started seeing me cracking open some new prints. That is, I'm testing out some of the prints that you guys have made recommendations to. This one is coming from Metal Print Labs, which I think, Metal Print Labs. So this is Jupiter, Florida. Actually, I think this is ShinyPrints. There was a company called ShinyPrints. That's the only one I can remember out of Florida, so I'm pretty sure that's who this is. But anyways, so this is not part of our normal print shootout. Although I'm going to crack this open, I'm going to treat this the same as one of our shootouts. So I'm going to crack this open. You're going to see how this thing is packaged. You're going to see whether this is a metal print or a canvas print or whatever it is. I'm going to share with you things I like, dislike. You may agree, you may not. But at the end of the day, the premise behind these sort of reviews is if you go out there and spend your hard-earned money to buy a print from a company, from this company, you're going to have a pretty good idea as far as what your dollar is going to get you. Now, what's really curious about this is this thing weighs, it says 8 pounds. This thing is noticeably heavy. And the irony to this is, the reason why I'm excited to crack this sucker open, I haven't started ordering acrylic prints yet to test out. This is either a metal, yeah, this is not a canvas print. This has got to be a metal print, but there's something going on with this. I mean, 8 pounds is stinking heavy, so I'm really itching to get in there. But anyways, before we go doing all that, look, friends, we put these videos together to help you get out there, make more informed decisions on the prints that you're picking up, whether for yourself or you're drop shipping to a client. Now, of course, if you find value with what we're doing here, friend, you'd be doing us a huge favor by crushing the heck out of that like button down below. We really do appreciate it, and actually, so does the YouTube algorithm. That said, my friends, hey, yeah, it's time. Pull up a seat and, yeah, come on, let's go. Okay, let's crack this thing open. Alrighty, so again, as I mentioned a moment ago, this box is well put together. We have a handle with Care Fragile sticker on the front. We have one on the back. Now, again, I will say this thing has some weight to it, so I'm really curious as far as what is inside this thing. So if you guys haven't noticed, this is our 5th year doing these sort of reviews. These are hands down my favorite type of videos that I get to do, because why? As a photographer, we love to print images. And so there's nothing more rewarding than seeing your image on a stunning print. on the flip side, there's nothing more disappointing than seeing your beautiful image on a crummy print, which adds merit to what we are doing here. All right, so let's, oh, this is really interesting. Okay, so this big old box right here, and you can see the print is recessed in there. This is one of my favorite types. Okay, so we have, let me put this right here so you can see the rest of the box. Okay, so the box itself, it's a pretty decent box. You have kind of double edged up on the bottom and on the top and on the bottom here. And it's a heavy duty box. All right, now that out of the way, let's get to the good stuff. This is really interesting. So as you can see, the reason why, and this is actually really thick cardboard as well. This is a solid 1/4 inch thick cardboard. That is really fantastic. Now in these sort of videos, you'll see me constantly bringing up and putting a lot of emphasis on how a print is packaged. And there's a good reason for that, especially as we're talking around the holiday season, where a lot of these FedEx, UPS, and DHL have their seasonal drivers working for them. And these guys are drop kicking your package from wherever it's being printed from all the way to wherever it's going, or potentially. We've seen plenty of videos on YouTube of these prints being tossed like frisbees, this and that. So the better this is packaged, the better this print is protected, the better your investment, your print's going to be safe. And so anyways, pretty self-explanatory there. But this is the reason why I love these sort of packaging, because this is great from a side impact standpoint. So this box can take a drop kick from the side, and it's going to protect that. I mean, I'm hitting it pretty good here, and this thick cardboard is really protected. And now keep in mind, you also have the other side of the box, and when it's all packaged together, you just get this kind of exponential strength that is picked up out of it. But anyway, let's crack this open. I'm really curious why this thing weighs so much. So we can see we have tape holding this all in here. Now we're gonna find ourselves a nice line that we can go down through. I'm gonna cut down through here as well. I don't know where the heck I do with my knife that is usually in this drawer right here. Okay, so. So while I'm cutting this over, what about you? What is the last print that you had printed? Was it for yourself? Was it for somebody else? Leave a comment down below. Oh, I remember this. Okay, super cool. Okay, so again, that is some serious cardboard right there. All right, okay, so this was the other image from a trip last month out to Kofa Regional for a park out in Arizona. This was a lot of fun. This was a cool trip. All right, we'll dive into more of the details on the trip here momentarily, but let's crack this open here. All right, so we see this is a very heavy duty bag that I can see this print is packaged in. All right, so I think. Okay, all righty. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing a handful of things that are very unique about this. Okay. So I'm going to plop you down right there. Okay, so this is a very heavy duty plastic that they're using this. So again, from an added layer of protection wrapped inside of that box, so it's recessed in there quite nicely. Holy smokes, this is pretty darn cool. Okay, wow. Okay, now I see why this thing weighed so much. There's an added backing on this here. So this company had I was looking at some of the different options that they had. I was always kind of curious to see, start clicking on things to see what it equals. So they have this backing, this mat, and I'll put the name of it on the screen here, that was available, and holy smokes, has a nice weight to it. It looks beautiful from the side. So you add that, whereas most metal prints, you have just the metal print side itself there, but this you have a little bit more thickness to it, which is really nice. Now, the big question, the colors. So this particular shot right here, so my buddy and I, we were leaving Kofa, and this is about 7 a.m. in the morning. Of course, we just stopped because the colors are just too darn perfect not to get out there and start snapping off some shots. But this particular shot I sent in here, and it's funny because my buddy's rig with the white truck and the white turtleback expedition trailer there, I thought turned out much better because the white just popped really nice. But this is quite beautiful here. And one of the things I'm looking for here is any sort of imperfections in the colors here. The colors look really fantastic on this. And now, like I've shared before, some of the prints I've seen in the past, the edges were really sharp, and I've had ones that were actually rough as well. It's almost like a saw blade. And not quite as bad, but you get the point. This is really nice. Noise level is very minimal. There's actually no noticeable noise in this at all. This looks really, really fantastic. As I pointed out in one of the last videos, I'm thinking this year we might do our prints a little bit different, our shootouts a little bit different. I'm toying with the idea of doing a Titan print shootout. So basically it's just going to be the tip of the sword, the best of the best prints that we've tested over the years, and putting them all together or against each other and just see who comes out on top. That could be fun. Again, let me know let me know in the comments down below what you think of that. But this is one thing I noticed as well. When I set this down, you have these rubber nub things on the corner here, which is really, as I keep saying over and over, that's fantastic. So when you put it up against the wall, you don't have the print that is sitting up against the wall. You have these little nubs here. But this is really, so I'm noticing a few things about this print that are absolutely different than anything else. Now, this one, you could put a nameplate in the center of it, which I thought was a real nice touch. So for example, as an artist or as somebody that's sending out to clients, this and that, you have the ability to put your branding right in there. Now I just put Kofa January 2023, and here is our mounting hardware as well, which was nice tucked in there. So they're providing a little spirit level inside there, 3 screws. So basically all you need. Okay, let's see if we can get it this time. Okay, last time it stuck to my finger. There we go, finally. If you watched the last video, you'll get the joke. I had 2 shots, I missed them both. Mounting hardware looks absolutely fantastic. You know what's funny? I've not seen this sort of connection holding on the wire hardware there before. That is really slick. Okay. And what I'm looking at here is, as I've said over and over again, with metal prints, with wood prints, excuse me, the minor corners here are very forgiving. So if your jig is off a little bit, you can sand it down and make it look nice. With metal prints, granted, it can be sanded down, but it's much more difficult to hide imperfections. And what I'm looking at right now are all the corners. These look really, really fantastic. You know, I really love this right here. That is such a nice touch. And the weight of this, again, the package coming out here was 8 pounds. This thing has some serious weight. Now, let's see if this frame is center or not. Wow. This thing is quite not only centered, but again, I still can't, you know, that curb appeal when you take a step back and look at something. And normally I don't spend so much time looking at the back end of a print, but boy, this you have to admit, if you've watched a lot of my videos in the past or my print reviews, we've never seen anything like this. This is really a nice touch. Let's take a look at the scorecard for ShinyPrints. All right, friends, and there you go. This was, as cliche as it may sound, because I do say it a lot with these sort of videos. I love doing these videos in front of you folks because we see a lot of the feedback, a lot of the responses that you folks share with us, not only in the comments, but the ones that you send us to the Contact Us form on the bottom of Photography Talk, letting us know how our print recommendations had helped you out. That is absolutely golden, so we really do appreciate the feedback. That said, hey, this was a stinking awesome print. Again, a lot of first times seeing with this particular print. Again, this sort of backing. I love the fact that you can put your watermark. So you professionals out there that are looking to keep your brand name, because you don't want to have it on the front. So having it here where the client can pull it down, have it there, or perhaps something even, somebody didn't turn their phone on silent. Anyways, so even having something like this as the title of the photo itself or where that shot was taken is really a nice touch. This was one heck of an impressive print. Now it's that time of the video where, friends, we're going to be shutting off these cameras. But first, before we do, look, if you found some value with this video, you would be doing us a huge favor by crushing that like button, hitting the subscribe, and why not hit all notifications, the little bell thing, so every single time that we come out with a new video, just like the one that you just watched, well, YouTube does its whole notification thing and sends you out a little heads up. But friends, that is all I have here for you. As always, you know, there's just a lot of options on Google, on YouTube that could take your attention, and we are honored that you have found some value and entertainment in watching this one. But I'm going to be shutting off the cameras, and we'll certainly see you next time. But till then, you get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.